Thank you for joining us here on The Remote Traveler. Please be sure to like and subscribe. We strolled Istiklal Street and grabbed a bite to eat and then a little bite of baklava before we really started the adventures.
We are at Dolmabahce Palace. It was a long queue, but we're excited to see it, and the exterior looks amazing. I think it was built in the 1300s, but I'm not so sure. I'll double check when I go home. But we're excited to explore. So you have like the painting museum, you have the harem, you have something like the Crystal Palace. So we're going to check.
A few fun facts about Dolmabahce Palace is that it has 285 rooms, 44 halls, 68 toilets, and 6 Turkish baths. So there's a lot more to show of Dolmabahce Palace, but at the time we didn't realize that you really can record even though they say you can't, so we left a lot of that out. Our next stop was to Hagia Sophia. Now, this amazing, now mosque, once a church, it's undergone many iterations, was actually built using one of the 7 ancient wonders in its construction. So to fortify and beautify the interior of the church, columns from the long abandoned and destroyed Temple of Artemis in Ephesus were used for the Hagia Sophia. Additionally, building materials may have also come from ancient sites in Baalbek and Pergamon. In the northwest section of the church, there's apparently a wishing column or a sweating column, which is believed to be this miraculous pillar. It's covered in bronze with a hole in the middle, and it's damp to the touch. The alleged blessing of St. Gregory has led many to rub the column in search of divine healing. The enormous dome in the middle of Hagia Sophia is obviously one of its most striking elements, and it's the second biggest in the world, behind only the Pantheon in Rome. This historic site boasts many of the best of both Christian and Islamic influences as it changed hands over the years. So you're left with the beautiful minarets, and yet you still have many of the beautiful Christian elements, and then you have the Islamic symbolism all throughout. So it's just an amazing testament of cultures, civilizations, even over the religious element. For dinner that night, we headed over to 360 Istanbul, which is one of the best spots for views of the city. I believe it was right there also off of Istiklal Street. And they had a violinist playing, as you can see here. The food was amazing. There's a lot of partying that goes on. It's really a beautiful, romantic setting.
we're lost on our way to the Galata Tower.
Hey, there's no such thing as lost. There is just perpetually rediscovering and regaining our understanding of where we are.
The Galata Tower was built in the 14th century and at one point was the highest structure in Istanbul, overlooking pretty much all of the city. The walls of the tower are actually 3.75 meters or 12.3 feet thick. Okay, so even though we're past Galata Tower at this point in the video, I wanted to tell you one really quick cool story. So an intercontinental aviator actually flew from the tower in the 17th century using a pair of self-made wings. He ended up from the top of the tower to the other end of the Bosphorus around 1630 to 1632. Now, in doing so, he didn't just cover a distance of about 6 kilometers, 4 miles, but also successfully flew from Europe to Asia. For our last dinner in Istanbul, we headed over to Sarnic Fine Dining Restaurant, which is situated inside a 1,500-year-old cistern. So this turned out to be one of the highlights of the trip. Has an Ottoman-inspired menu, and the actual ambience of it is just, you feel like you're completely immersed in history. You feel like you're thrown back in time, and actually it's right below Hagia Sophia, so you could easily spend the day at Hagia Sophia and then come here at night, with your significant other. You enjoy the, the violinist ensemble over there, and it's just the perfect vibe. Thank you so much for joining us on this video tour of Istanbul. I hope you enjoyed. And before you leave, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Again, thank you so much. And, if you ever have any questions, feel free to comment down below.